Today, I prepared a full and thorough Surfshark tutorial. I'll show you the installation process, how to connect to a server, and how to use Surfshark VPN features. Since I'll cover all the main operating systems, feel free to use the timestamps and jump to the Surfshark VPN tutorial part that you need. Let's start with Windows. You can download the Surfshark VPN app straight from the website. A simple Surfshark VPN search on Google should take you to this page. Pick the Windows option if it's not already showing up at the top, and click to download. If you don't have an account yet, you'll need to set it up. Simply follow the link in the description. You'll be able to pick a plan and register from here. Plus, it will also apply a significant discount code. As far as the plans go, the starter package covers all the VPN essentials, while Surfshark 1 and 1 Plus add additional tools to the app, like Surfshark Antivirus. Once you're through with the Surfshark VPN setup, the installation is very standard. Just a few agree and allow buttons. After that, simply put in your details and log into the app. The main dashboard can look a little cluttered at first, but once you get used to it, the layout is actually very intuitive. To start using the VPN, you have two methods to connect to a server. 1. Use the Quick Connect button. It will automatically connect you to the nearest, fastest server location. You'll see the connection status change just like this, and now you're under VPN protection. You can see your new IP address here, and your whole internet traffic will be encrypted. You can pause the connection or disconnect entirely. Method 2. You can look for a specific country or server location in a given list, or use the search bar to find it. Let's say I want to check out the UK exclusive BBC iPlayer. Let's find a UK server. Now I can go to the BBC iPlayer website on my browser, and it will think I'm connecting from the UK. You can do this with tons of streaming services in as many countries as Surfshark covers, which is currently 100. Once you're done with the basics, we can talk about how to use Surfshark VPN features. In the main dashboard, there are a few specialty server tabs. You likely won't need these on a daily basis, but it's still useful to know what they're about. For example, the static IP servers will give you the same IP address whenever you connect to the same server. It's a great way to minimize verification requests from websites like Gmail or Facebook. The dedicated IP is a hardcore version of this, where you can get your own private IP address, but you have to pay additional for it. Lastly, multi-hop combines two VPN servers for enhanced security, but this is something I use very rarely. It's mainly for people who are trying to fight censorship. That said, I can bet that the most useful feature for everyday users will be Clean Web. You can activate it right here in the settings. It's an ad blocker that will also help get rid of trackers, cookies, and even block malicious sites. However, here's a super secret tip for you. Get the Surfshark browser extension and use the Clean Web 2.0. It's much more efficient and it doesn't require a VPN connection to work, so you can enjoy ad-free browsing. Personally, I haven't turned it off in ages, and I forget the last time I had a pop-up ad. Alright, let's get back to the app because there's a few more things in settings you should know about. For example, the Surfshark VPN kill switch is an absolute necessity if you want to stay protected. In case something happens to the VPN connection, it'll immediately shut down your internet on your device. This makes sure there won't be an IP leak. To activate the kill switch, just toggle the switch here in VPN settings and choose which type of it, soft or strict, you want to use. Another thing you can do is use the bypasser, aka split tunneling. With this, you can choose which apps use the VPN connection and which ones don't. That's because not every app needs it. Spotify, weather widget, food delivery apps, just a few that can definitely live without it. The rest of the VPN settings are pretty self-explanatory. For example, you can customize what the Quick Connect button does, change the tunneling protocol if you need it, or switch on rotating IP to avoid cross-site tracking. I like that each of these settings have mini explanations, which tell you exactly what they do. If you go back to the main settings page, you can also modify how the app looks, or change things like the language, or go to the account section to check your account information. The last section is where you'll find the option to contact customer service. And if you have a problem, do not hesitate to do so. They work 24/7 and reply really fast. That's basically all you need to know when learning how to use Surfshark on Windows. Get the app yourself and play around with it a little bit. You'll see how easy it actually is. Okay, next up, here's how to use Surfshark on Mac. If you watch the Windows part, you'll notice that the Mac app is nearly the same with only a few exceptions. Mac users will have two ways to download the app. You can either get it from the Surfshark website and install it following the Surfshark instructions, or go to the App Store, which will take care of the installation process for you. That said, if you don't have an account yet, Do not set it up after you download the app. The prices you'll get from there will be higher than usual. If you go through the link in the description, you can set up your account right on the Surfshark website, but with a discount code applied. It'll save you a lot of money, especially if you're planning to get a long-term subscription. Anyway, once you have the app, you just need to log in and we can get started on the Surfshark tutorial. The first thing you need to know is how to connect to the server. There are 2 ways to do it. If you only need VPN connection, the quickest way to achieve it is using the Quick Connect button. It'll connect you to the nearest and fastest server. But before you can connect, your Mac will prompt this security pop-up, asking you to allow the VPN connection. Just follow what the prompt says and give the required permissions. Otherwise, your Mac will block the VPN. Once you're done, you can connect to a VPN server right away. The new IP address will show up right here in the connection status, where you can also pause the connection or disconnect. If you need a specific country, use the country list right here or look it up through the search bar. For example, I can easily find a server in Japan this way, and then maybe go check out some exclusive anime shows on streaming platforms. You can do this in all the available countries and see what content they have in store. That pretty much covers all the basics, but you can do much more with this VPN. For example, in the main dashboard, you'll find a bunch of specialized servers. The static IP ones provide you the same exact IP address if you connect to the same server, which minimizes verification requests. No more telling Gmail it's really you over and over again. The dedicated IP sounds very similar, but it's a paid feature that gives you your own private IP address. It's useful to avoid CAPTCHAs, but then again, it's pretty pricey. Finally, multi-hop is basically a VPN connection that goes through 2 servers instead of 1, which means enhanced security. That said, it's mostly for privacy enthusiasts or people who are trying to bypass censorship. For everyday users, there are features that'll be much more useful, like Clean Web. It's basically an ad tracker blocker that you can turn on in settings. Go to the VPN settings category and switch it on. But here's the thing. If you install the Surfshark browser extension, you're going to get a much more powerful version of it, aka Clean Web 2.0. It'll take care of ads, trackers, cookie pop-ups, and even malicious websites. Plus, it'll do that even if the VPN connection isn't active. There aren't many VPNs that can do this, so major points to Surfshark here. Since we're here in settings, let's finish going through them. In the Surfshark VPN settings category, you can switch the tunneling protocol as a troubleshooting step, or make sure it's on WireGuard if you want the fastest connection. You can also change what the Quick Connect button does, like assign a specific location to it. But the most important thing is to turn on the kill switch. This little switch with an ambitious name is the thing that'll keep your connection private. If the VPN stumbles or disconnects, it'll cut off the internet on your device and prompt a message to reconnect. It's a small thing, but absolutely essential if you want to prevent your IP from leaking. There are more settings in here, mostly for hardcore VPN users. If you're interested, they all have explanations of exactly what they do. If we go back to the main settings section, from here, you can access the app settings to modify how the app looks and works, or go to My Account to check your account information. Lastly, the Get Help category will give you troubleshooting guides or the option to contact customer support, which, by the way, works 24/7. And that about sums up this how to use Surfshark tutorial part. So let's move on to mobiles. There are dedicated apps for both Android and iOS, and in terms of how they work, they're pretty much the same. Since Android has a couple more features though, I'll show the tutorial on an Android app, but iOS users will easily learn how to use Surfshark on iPhone from the same tutorial. Okay, so getting the app set up is very simple. You can download it from one of the dedicated app stores, and they'll also take care of the installation process. Once you have the app, all you need to do is log in. In case you don't have an account though, do not register through the app. The prices you'll get there will be much higher than usual. If you want to pay less, go through the link in the description or scan this QR code. You'll get a significant discount and you'll be able to easily register in the Surfshark website. All right, once you log in, you should see something like this. To be fair, it's a bit cluttered, but it's not that hard to navigate. To start using a VPN, you can browse through the list of countries or use the search bar to quickly find what you need. Let's connect to Canada this time. All I need to do is click it. Now you can pause or disconnect anytime, and if you expand this little window here, it's going to show you the main stats, like your assigned IP. Alternatively, you can click the Quick Connect button. It's going to connect you to the nearest fastest location. But you can actually change this right from the dashboard and choose a specific location. It's a great time saver, especially if you always connect to the same country. Now, in the same dashboard, you can see a few different types of specialized servers. The main one I recommend trying out is the static IP. Each time you connect to the same static IP server, you'll get the same IP address. This way, you'll be protected, but get fewer verification requests. This mostly applies to websites that otherwise freak out when they notice you trying to log in from different IP addresses. Gmail, Facebook, Amazon, yeah, you know those. The other two types of servers aren't really for everyday browsing. Multi-hop, for example, is for enhanced security, since it routes the connection through 2 VPN servers instead of 1, making the origin point harder to track. Meanwhile, the dedicated IP gives you your own private IP address. It's cool, but you have to buy it additionally. Now, the rest of Surfshark's features are hidden in settings, so let's go through those. The most important things are in the VPN settings section. Here you'll see the Quick Connect button customization I already mentioned, as well as the option to enable Auto Connect. This clean web switch is going to turn on the Surfshark's ad blocker, but keep in mind it only works when the VPN connection is active. Next up is the kill switch. While iOS only has one, on Android you'll see 2 types of it. The first one will disable the internet on your device if something happens to the VPN connection, while the so-called Android native one is a little bit harsher. You see, using Surfshark's bypasser feature, you can select specific apps and websites that will bypass the VPN connection and use your regular one. Now, in case something happens to your VPN connection, the native kill switch will disable the internet for every single app on your device, no matter if it's in the bypasser list or not. As I said, it's a little more harsh. Anyway, in the VPN settings, you can also check your protocol or switch it from WireGuard to another version. Just keep in mind the other one's usually much slower. And here we have a bunch of advanced settings. If you're curious, every single setting in here has an explanation about what it does. By the way, this is where you'll find an Android-exclusive GPS spoofer to trick your location tracking apps. There are a couple more things you can do in the settings, like change the language or switch to dark mode in the app settings. The Get Help section is where you can read helpful guides or contact customer service. And that's about all you need to know about how to use Surfshark on Android or iOS. If you watched the full video, you should know how to use Surfshark VPN on any platform. So click the like button if this Surfshark tutorial was helpful, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Since you got this far, take that box on the side as my gift to you, and check out all the latest Surfshark discounts. Thanks for watching, and see you around.